Our presentation for this evening, our corporate presentation. I'd like to welcome you all to myself and our speakers tonight, who'll be Mo Rahman and Gail Potkin. So lovely to have you. Can I just see on the chat, please? Would you mind sort of humouring me and let me see how many of you are new here who have never been before? That'd be great to just see if there's anyone who's new this evening. Any new people? Just type 1 in the chat if you're new, please. Okay, doesn't look like we have any new people, so we have some of our business partners here tonight. Great. Okay, fabulous. Welcome to you all. So let's start. Just close this up. Right, so we're going to do our corporate presentation for the new economic evolution of the world, study, invest and prosper, from the Academy of the Private Investment.com. You could give me the next slide, please, Mo. My name is Jacqueline Burrows. If you've been with us before, you may have met me before. I'm a representative of the United Kingdom Local Leadership Council, a new consumer community partner program. I'm a consultant in that program. I'm a Master Profi graduate, where we've had 3 days intensive studying about finances and also our direction as an investor. It's a very, very interesting course. I advise you all when it comes back online to attend that course, and things will have changed in it as well. The program will change slightly and it's well worth doing. It's a real eye-opener. And we learn about capitalization and compound interest and many, many things about finances. I'm a speaker, as you can see, a private investor, an entrepreneur. My journey through the Academy of the Private Investor, which we're going to talk about later on, came by chance. Actually, somebody stopped me in the street and asked me if I had a business and what was I doing. It took me 3 years, just about 3 years before I contacted them again properly. And I came in through innovative transport technology, actually, because I have an interest in sci-fi. I just love sci-fi movies. And that's how I came through and into new economic evolution of the world. It was a shoot off from where we were originally. And I became interested in this and have been launched into a completely new type of world, a new way of thinking. So it's all for the good. And I embrace it. And I'm happy that I've come upon it. I've learned a lot since I've taken this journey in the last couple of years. I'm a qualified nurse and a qualified teacher. I have a background of alternative therapy. I'm very interested in sort of bringing relief and stress relief to people if I can in the way of laying of hands. And also I'm interested in Ethereum, another type of cryptocurrency, and in blockchain, I should say. All right, thank you. That's me in a nutshell. So I'm just going to read a disclaimer before we continue, which is really important that we do this for compliance reasons. Some terms that you will see, like EIP, we mentioned that quite a bit, educational, informational products, MLCI, multi-level crowd investing. And we'll talk about this later on as well. Many of these things which we're abbreviated here, we will cross and come across in our presentation. CREW, CryptoUnit, internal points for tokens, digital stock analogy. Please note, we do not sell and do not have a license to sell shares or tokens. All countries have their own rules for the sale of financial products, and we comply with the laws of every country. Most countries allow the sale of information products without a special license. We offer the opportunity to participate in wealth building training, which provides the fundamental principles on which wealth is created and maintained. We do not provide financial or investment consultations, and please do your own due diligence or request confirmation from a licensed accountant or financial advisor in your area for compliance with the requirements in your state or country. Thank you. Next slide, please, Mo. Now that we've done that. All right, so our meeting program for tonight, we're going to do part 1 of our meeting will be about investment thinking, Academy of a Private Investor, the role of financial literacy. Part 2 will be about VIP, Club of a Private Investor, growth prospects, bonuses for participants of the club, and global crew portfolio. And then we're going to multi-level crowd investing, the MLCI business, which is what we are all about, and business trainings for partners. and then onto our new economic evolution of the world, which is what NEW stands for, and plans of the company. And then we will be talking about the multi-level crowd investing and the business part about creating a business, which Mo will cover later on. So that's our program for this evening. Thank you, Mo. So let's look at the Academy of the Private Investor. It was founded in 2011, and it is what it says it is, the Academy of Private Investor. So it's about students who come with different levels of knowledge to learn about private investing and to learn about it in a structured and disciplined way in order to profit you and also to open you onto a path of financial freedom. It was started by Andre Havrato, our CEO, and his passion for giving people this knowledge. He himself came from a privileged family, but it's one thing come from a privileged family and you may grow up and there's money all around you and you just spend it. You know, you see all these programs of rich kids and things, documentaries, and they just spend the money. It's there, they spend it. But some families are blessed that they actually teach their children the value of money, what it is about, how you can make money, how you can invest. And Andre was blessed and lucky enough to have a family that actually taught him that from very young. So by 18, he was totally financially free and a millionaire. So but he could have just taken that for himself, but he's decided to embark on a journey and actually try and pass this out to as many people in the world. And we'll tell you more about our mission as we go later on, which is his dream and his vision for the Academy of the Private Investor and for NEW. So we have a global online portal with 9 years of experience under the Academy of Private Investor. More than 1.365 million users from over 175 countries. Within that number, we have teachers with up to 23 years of experience in investment and finance fields. So it isn't just students from obviously every different walks of life. We actually have people with this type of experience in our NEW organization. And we deal with practical studies in areas of finance, investment, and personal growth. And we have real case studies, group lessons, and individual coaching and mentoring. So any pictures you see, there are real life people who have actually passed through the Academy of the Private Investor. Next slide, please, ma'am. So investment thinking. That could conjure up lots of things in people's minds, investment thinking. But when we think about investment, some people think, oh, it's massive, it's quite overwhelming, it means there's a lot of money involved. And what do you mean investment thinking? There's obviously a science when we talk about investment thinking to that skill. And so we will talk more about the skill and how you can look at it as we go through the presentation. So we talk about this gentleman here called Robert Kiyosaki. All those of you here tonight, just put a 1 in the chat if you've heard of Robert Kiyosaki, please. Great. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Good. Great. Wonderful. Thank you for your response. I hope I have your permission. I will ask you sometime through the presentation just to respond. It's really nice just to get some feedback. So I know that you are aware of some of the things, or you may not know some of the things that we're talking about here this evening. So Robert Kiyosaki, he is all over YouTube. You can find him anywhere, just Google his name, and then before you finish writing, it will come up, I'm sure. He is becoming quite well known in the field of investing and the field of financial and general education. Robert Kiyosaki is a gentleman who's not afraid to actually speak about his worry about the fact that the school system is not fit for purpose, and that students, young people are leaving school and not understanding how money and finance works. And I can tell you, I wish he'd been championing that when I was leaving school, because I think it's so important that we do actually understand money. It's all a bit of a myth, and oh yes, we need to have it and we go to work, but then that's what it is. It's just really a myth, and you get it and you spend it, and you don't realize you actually need to do something with that money, which we're going to cover in his cash flow quadrant. So he's written many books, but one of the books that he's quite well known for his Rich Dad, Poor Dad, where his father was a very well-educated professional professor in a university, but they always seemed to be having trouble with money, and whenever Robert wanted things, his father would tell him he couldn't afford it. But yet his friend, whose father was not as educated as his father was and was running business, and they seemed to be having a different type of lifestyle and could afford things. And Robert thought, well, why is that? If my dad is so qualified and he's in a university and he's a professor, why is it we're struggling and my friend's father isn't? And he took it upon himself to go and learn from his friend's father for free and work in his businesses to understand about money and why different parts of society are not earning money or making money as other people are. So he came up with this cash flow quadrant, the easiest way he could put it out for you to understand. So we have working, you have a job, 9 to 5, you have a career, you've worked hard for that career, you may have gone to university, but when you go to do your job, you are an employee, you have an employer. He will decide what salary you have or what your worth is. Yes, you get sick pay. Yes, you get holiday pay. But as we know, in today's climate, things are changing, and still things are changing. And people still not sure even if they have a job to go back to, and they've relied on that for quite some time. They have to feed their families, have to pay their mortgages, their bills. So if your job goes, where are you then? And that's the point of just this having the job. Then you have the entrepreneur, you work for yourself. Yes, that's great. From having a job, you go up a step in life, but then you're working for yourself. You're responsible. You are your own boss. You are on your own back. You are determining your value. But if you are not working, is the money coming in? If you are sick, is the money coming in? If you want to go on holiday, can you afford to do that if you're not around working for yourself? So the entrepreneur has other risks as well as benefits. And then you have the businessman on the right-hand side. You own a business and people work for you. Then you have the responsibility of people relying on you. You have all the payroll, you have staff to employ. Will the business run without you there? Can you trust the people who are working there? All the risks with your business. If your business goes under, what happens to you? What happens to all your staff? So there's a great big responsibility, but you're still helping people and working for the money. And then you have the investor, where money works for you. So whether you're sleeping or waking or holidays or sick, the money is still working for you, which frees you up, frees your time, frees your mind, and allows you to have that financial freedom, or to put you on the path of financial freedom. So at the bottom of these quadrants on the left-hand side, we should take note where it says 10% of money is owned by 90% of the people. And we can well believe that when we hear things on the news about corporations getting bigger and people getting richer and richer. So 90% own 10%, so owned by huge amounts. Not a good equation, is it? And then we have the other side, 90% of money is owned by 10% of people. And that is the equation we were trying to shift, and we'll talk about that later on, where we want to have a more balanced society, a more balanced consumer society, more balanced type of living, which will bring a little bit more happiness and prosperity to everybody rather than just the few. Thank you, Mo. So here we have a world map, a level of financial literacy done by Standard & Poor. It was done in 2018, and you can look this up on the internet. But just to go through it briefly, we look at the colors. The dark blues that you can see are where the adults are more financially literate. And as we go down, lighter blues is where they're less literate. And then we go to the oranges and the peach, where they are not literate, and the very dark browns. And this study was done on 4 basic financial concepts: inflation, numeracy, risk diversification, and interest compounding. And the survey that Standard & Poor did with more than 150,000 adults in over 140 countries, it was about the low levels of financial literacy around the world, and where they found that most people understood numeracy and inflation. That was most understood the inflation concepts. And we hear inflation talked about on the TV a lot of the time. But risk diversification is the least understood. So this is what they are saying, that financial literacy is a barrier to financial inclusion. So this is why it's so important to have the financial education. And we do stress upon it throughout the presentation, but obviously that's the reason. If we're having organizations like this doing surveys and we look at this world map, I think you would agree with me that I think financial literacy is the way to go. And also Robert Kiyosaki and many other people now are actually championing this, change in our system. Thank you, Mo. So moving on from where we were with financial literacy, I've realized that it's not important how much money we earn today. The questions we should ask ourselves is, do we have sufficient financial knowledge to keep, protect, and simply multiply our hard-earned money? And this is important. So we have the solution to do this, and we'd like to do this through personal growth, investment courses, and business education. And through the courses we have that are aimed at self-development, goal setting and planning, improving financial literacy, formation of investment thinking, learning different business building methods and strategies. Thank you, Mo. So being in this huge organization, I said we have over 1.3 plus million students in our Academy of the Private Investor. And these are some of the pictures. We have another slide with many, many pictures. Some of us are in these pictures. Mo is in there, who's going to speak to you tonight. Gail and some of my other UK Council leaders, Magda and Blaze are in there. And I met quite a few of the people in these slides and the next set of slides. But everybody in these slides have a story to tell. They've all come in at different levels. And then we've all had to adhere to all the principles of new economic evolution of the world. And the main thing is we all want to help other people. So we come in here to help others, to actually try and instill what we've learned in others. Some of the people in here, they have their stories. Actually, some of their stories are they have been lucky. I mean, Julie is in this picture as well, and she tells her story, Julie Callahan, where she was taught from the age of 4 about finances from her father. She was actually learning from that age, as young as that, to actually learn about how to manage money and to save her money until she was financially free as well at a very young age, at 18 as well, able to buy her own house. So, and other people will not have had that background. I myself wasn't taught financial literacy when I was very young, but I had an interest in finances. I had a globe where I had to put money in and try and save that. And then I wanted to spend the money. But I didn't have the benefit of that financial literacy when we were young. So we've all come from different walks of life, different backgrounds, different stages, different careers, and we're all trying to achieve the same thing, to actually make more people more financially literate throughout the world, at least 15% of the population around the world, and try and spread this with Andre Hovato's help. Next slide, please. And as I said, there are more pictures of success with all our team, and we'll tell you some stories later on of some success stories later on. Actually, I'm going to tell you one now. Their picture may not be there, but I just love to tell you the story about this gentleman. His name is Harun Aaron. He's such a lovely guy, and he's in our UK and the global, in the Presidential Council. And this gentleman, he's so, his growth has been absolutely amazing, and he's so wonderful to listen to and speak. He has so many words of wisdom, and he's an investment himself, so he understands what is required and the disciplines. And he was born in Malaysia, raised in Australia, acquired his private pilot license at the age of 17, and continued higher studies on artificial intelligence and business. He also used to lecture first-year engineering before he came into this journey. Despite many offers in key government departments on specialist positions, he was never satisfied with the common man lifestyle. His father, being a visionary, was always there and coached on how a person's life could be enhanced when they start taking charge of their own life. Started off as a father-son team in NEW, early 2017, learning in the Academy of Private Investor and delivering the vision to many individuals. In less than 3 years, he achieved tremendous height in the business while breaking out of the ordinary. As a Leadership Council member, Investment Council member, and an international speaker, he continues to inspire individuals. And that is amazing. So it's a story of somebody who's come with the company and grown tremendously just through the Academy. Thank you. Next slide, please, Mo. Right, so now I'm going to hand you on to the next speaker, Gail Potkin, an amazing woman. She's a representative of the UK Leadership Council, and she's a vice president. So Gail has moved her way up as well with great success in NEW. She's a crypto enthusiast, speaker, private investor, entrepreneur, and she has many years of financial services background, which she'll tell you about. And she's a qualified clinical hypnotherapist and educator. And Gail is an absolutely amazing person. She's a wonderful lady. She's so kind, and she's always there to help. And she has an amazing team. Her team is international. And I treasure and value Gail as a business partner and as a friend, because she's always there, and she's so passionate about what we do. And with that, I would love you to hand you over to Gail.
Oh, thank you so much, Jacqueline. I feel quite emotional. That was a lovely introduction. Oh, thank you so much. You know, we're very, very fortunate and lucky in this business to work with such lovely people, you know, and we do genuinely want to help people, and we want to help people to build their businesses as well, and to find another way, because there's a lot of people hurting out there at the moment, which is, you know, quite tragic in itself when you see, you know, companies, high street firms that we've been used to seeing, and you know, we don't know in the next few months whether a lot of them are going to be there, and there's going to be so many people losing their jobs, you know, and these people have families, you know, so we do really want to try and help people, you know, to find another way and to at least give them the education that Jacqueline was talking about. So just to give you a brief background about myself, because you've probably heard me before and you've probably heard my story, so I'm not going to go into great detail, but just to say that I've been working online for a number of years, and you know, I was like everybody else. I was looking at one thing, then another. I was in one program. Some were good, some were not so good, some were just pure scams, and you learn an awful lot when you're working online. When I was shown this business, the first instance when I was shown it was through a good friend of mine, Andrew Twelvetree. You may have seen his videos and presentations from NEEW. And, you know, I said, look, Andrew, I'm really busy doing something else. He said, look, Gail, just come and take a look at it. And for me, I didn't get it at first. I didn't understand what it was all about. And it took me nearly 12 months before Andrew said to me, look, you're messing around on one thing and another, just come and have another look. And we've got something here that I think that you're going to really, really love. And boy, when I saw the presentation, I saw a different dimension to what I'd seen before, you know, and I got really excited about it because my background is financial services. I was a financial advisor for a good many years. And, you know, I wasn't always happy doing that, because, you know, was I really helping all these people when I was sort of advising them on the pensions and some of the investments that, you know, they had their hands on? You know, I wasn't educating them, I was just sort of advising them. And one of my great passions is helping people and educating people wherever I can to make a difference to their lives. So when this came along, what you're going to see tonight, and don't get me wrong, this has changed, this has evolved, this has got better and better. And what you're going to see tonight is something that, you know, I'm sure a lot of you, I think we've already established that a lot of you are already members in NEEW. And I hope that this just reminds you all what a fantastic opportunity that we've all got. And this is going to go from strength to strength. So I'll move on to the next slide if we can, Mo. So first of all, how can we get involved with this? And we can get involved through what we call our VIP club. So being a VIP, as we all know, is something quite special, really, and no more so than when you join, you know, the NEEW group of companies. And being a private investor and learning in the education that we show people, you know, is something that a lot of people out there, you know, don't always get the opportunity to do. So we enter first through what we call our VIP club, and it's an elite club. You get discounts on the products that I'm going to show you. There's exclusive offers, and you get access to the thing that absolutely excited me when I first saw this program, which is our CryptoUnit. And we have the opportunity to earn additional income streams, And you are actually encouraged to join in what we call our closed monthly meetings. And that is where you actually see everything, the books, you see the things that we've got there, we get told the latest news. You know, it's a really, really privilege to be part of the VIP club. So if we could just move on, please. So how do we enter the VIP club? So first of all, we enter the VIP club, and then we have the opportunity to participate in what Jacqueline was talking to us about, which is the education. Now, I'm not going to go into the education in great detail. All I'm going to say is, as a financial advisor, I went through an awful lot of education, okay, and I went through an awful lot of courses on different areas of finance. However, when I first saw this, I thought, it's not going to really, you know, it's good, it looks good, but it's not going to really be able to teach me anything. Believe me, I was absolutely astounded at what I actually didn't know, you know, and it put what we call meat on the bones. So things that I'd sort of come across slightly because I wasn't dealing in that area, it then showed me and opened up a whole new world to me, because it was showing me how I could become a private investor. You know, I'd spent all my time showing others what would help them on their journeys in life. Yet this was something that could show you how to be a private investor. And the great thing was, you can start at the very beginning, and then you can go on to the higher education. Okay, if we could just move on, Mo, please. So these educational information products, like I said, we can start off, you know, as a beginner, and we can work our way up, or we can jump straight to the higher education. It's entirely up to you how you want to participate in the education. But one of the fantastic things is as Jacqueline said, you know, with the education, not only are you learning, but we're now able to start you on your way on learning how to become an investor, what to look for, what not to look for, but also to gift you. When you first join, you'll be gifted participation in the form of our crew bonus, and I'll explain to you in a little while what those are. So if we can just move on. And this is our CryptoUnit. So you will be gifted for participating in the education, some of these CryptoUnits, and they've been on a journey. And when I first saw the program that backs this, I was absolutely astounded, because I know there's not a lot out there. In fact, nothing out there is like what we've got. Okay, and it started in March 2019, and we've transitioned all the way through, right up to where we are today. Okay, and where we are today, we've now got our own blockchain. We have transitioned onto the next stage, and we're nearly at a point where our crew is ready to go on our internal exchange, and then ultimately in the next couple of months it will go onto the global exchange. Okay, so we're transitioning with this particular unit that we've got, which will be a securitized token. And what is a securitized token? A securitized token is secured against something, and I'm just going to show you now what our CryptoUnit is secured against and what we actually have our hands on. You can just move on, Mo. So our CryptoUnit is, or our token, STO, securitized token, is secured on a global portfolio. And our global portfolio is built around different sectors of the investment market. And we're already in a large number of these sectors. And our aim is to be in all of the sectors. So as we've shown you, we've already in the education, in financial education, and that is part of our portfolio. We've also into the multi-level crowd investing development sector, and we'll touch on that a little bit later as we go along. we're in the banking sector and the innovative transport development sector, which was the very first project that we actually got involved in. And we're in the stock market, we've got crypto, forex, the insurance sector's coming, real estate we've got the agriculture and farming development, some exciting things to come in that in the future. Sector of entrepreneurial, cooperative and social development, science, culture sector we're already in, precious and semi-precious metals, stones, and to come space development in the future and charity sector. Okay, so our portfolio is built up of a number of different projects, and obviously tonight we can't go through all those projects, but we will be, you know, giving some detailed feedback on those as we go along. One of the main things that we've got in our portfolio, and sorry, but the actual slide is now out of date, because our portfolio as of today is worth, I don't know, it's 460 or 470 million. I think it was 470 million. So where all the other companies out there are going backwards, we're going forwards. Okay, we're increasing. We have a large holding of gold. So the gold, as you know, has increased. Gold, when I was doing my financial services, it was something that we called our insurance. It's like insurance, because, you know, when the markets are very volatile and you're in for the crash like we're probably going to get, then gold is always the stable and tends to go up in value, and that's exactly what's happened. So our portfolio, we have a lot of gold in there. Not only do we hold the gold, we look for the gold, we research the gold, we get the gold out of the ground, and ultimately we'll be able to trade that gold as well. We're also in the film industry. So towards the end of the year, COVID's just sort of put us back a little bit, but by the end of the year, you know, we've got some films coming out. When we was at our event last year in October in India, we met the character which we are going to be, our films are going to be based on, and it's the Marvel type characters. Okay, and we've got the basalt technology as well. Now basalt again is something that is was quite new to me, but when you realize what this product can be used for, so it's a volcanic material, and actually the material, the volcanic material is actually they have found it in space as well, but it's basically on the land, it can be found in the sea, and when that product is then turned into like a fiber, it can then be used for other areas and other things. So we've got things like the aviation industry and the construction industry, because the product itself is 10 times more is stronger than steel, it's lighter than steel, and the product is very, very eco-friendly. Okay, because everything that we're doing is to help the planet. Okay, the agriculture that will come and the food production is all going to be very eco-friendly. It's going to be going right back to nature. You know, it'll be grown organically, so we're not going to be harming not only the land but also people in general. Okay, because that is one thing that our CEO Andre is very passionate about, and so are we. You know, that we want to help people as much as we can and do things in the right way. So, you know, when we actually have got involved in all these different areas, how did we do it? Well, we've done it through what we called multi-crowd investing. I'll show you that in a little while. However, the main thing is when we go in to help other companies. Okay, so for example, I'm going to give an example. Warren Buffett has lots and lots of money. He would be having a field day at this moment in time, because what he would do, he would just say, look, you're struggling, you want to sell your company, here's the money, give me the company, and off he goes, and he makes all the profit. Okay, what we do is something totally different. What we do is we say, okay, you've got a good project, it looks fantastic, and in this current day and age, there'll be other projects out there which perhaps can't be completed. So we will go in and we'll have a look at them, see if the business and the commercially viable, and then we will go out and usually invest 50% into that business. Okay, and we will then take 50% of the shares, which then belong to our global portfolio. Now, the great news is, and you probably already realised this, a lot of you, but the great news is because you purchased the education product, you then were gifted the shares into this global portfolio. So that global portfolio has gone from 27,000 in 2014 to stand at 470 million today, and we've only just got going. So the portfolio itself and the products that we've got within the portfolio, okay, are the things that will hold up our token, our securitized token, when it goes to the global market. Thank you. If we can just move on. So what does this CryptoUnit program provide? I've been through some of the things that it actually provides. The co-ownership is so important because we've turned everything on its head, because normally any portfolio is owned by a couple of people, one person or a small organization. It's never owned by people like us. Everyday people do not get the chance to be in something like this, and for the amount of money that you can start off with within this as well. And on top of that, when you invest your money, so say for example, as a financial advisor, I come along and I say, hey, I've got this fantastic portfolio here. It's a managed portfolio. It might have 2, 3, 4, 5 things in it. Here you go. You're gonna have to wait till it grows. It might go up, it might go down, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Never is it going to give you a loyalty program bonus. Okay. But this does. This will give you a loyalty program bonus. Now, if you buy shares in the traditional world, yes, you can get dividends on those shares. And we're no different, because our CryptoUnit is what we call our digitalized share. And on top of receiving a monthly loyalty bonus for being participants in this global portfolio via the CryptoUnit, you're also going to receive a profit. So you're going to receive money every month as it increases, and as it gets bigger, you will start to see that profit increase, and it will start in the future to go up a lot more than what some of you may be seeing at the moment. We're also in a regulated and transparent financing as well, so that's something, because we're on the blockchain, everything's going to be transparent. As you're part of the closed meeting as a VIP member, everything's transparent. You see what's happening, you see what's going on, the good and the bad. Okay, and the value of the token will increase, and it will increase not just because we're going to put it on to a global exchange and people are going to want to buy this CryptoUnit, but because underneath it there is also increasing assets as well. Okay, so the things that we've got in our portfolio are things that will increase in value, and we have various we have the short term, we have the medium, and we've got for the long term as well. Because the idea of this is to create something for the future for each and every one of people who actually participate in this. Okay, so if we could just move on. So what's the next step? What do we do? Well, the first thing is you make the free registration. The second is you become a member of the VIP club, and you receive bonuses just for becoming a member of the VIP club. Now, the VIP club starts off at $10 per month. Now, there's not many memberships out there that gives you so much for so little. So if you're not already a VIP member, then I suggest that you really do look at becoming one, because there's lots and lots of benefits that we spoke about before of being a VIP member. And then the third step is you're going to choose the right education package for you. Okay. And once you actually choose the right education package, you're going to be gifted more of these valuable crew tokens that we was talking about before. And the next step is just to take action and go for it. Okay, thank you. So let's have another look now. And I'm going to ask a question. Who wants to earn by learning right now? If you want to earn by learning, then put a 1 in the chat. If you don't want to earn anything, put a 2. Okay. Have we got some 1s? I hope we have, because that means if we've got some 1s, you're all ready to earn and you're all ready not to fall asleep. Okay, and I've not bored you completely to death. Okay, thank you. We can just move on. So how can we earn by learning? Okay, well, one of the things that is part of our learning is what we call our multi-level crowd investing. If you remember earlier on, I spoke briefly about the multi-level crowd investing, where a number of people, which is ourselves, we get together and we crowd invest, we participate in the global portfolio, therefore helping ourselves and also helping others as well. Okay, and we're taking the best of both worlds. So a lot of people will have already been in MLM, have heard of multi-level marketing, and people have heard of investment business as well. And we've combined the two, which is quite unique in this day and age. And we give accessible training, we give people the opportunity to have a home business, and that's, you know, more important today than it's ever been. And you're your own director and employee. So when Jacqueline was showing you earlier on the cash flow quadrants, we were doing that for a reason. You know, the reason is to show you that you can be your own boss and you can be your own employee as well at the same time. And you can work online from the comfort of your own home. There's no limit on what you can earn. There's unlimited revenue. You can have a truly international business. You can quickly realize any dreams that you'd ever thought of, and the opportunity to earn lots and lots of money in not only in the near future but in the distant future as well. So it's something that is going to be, that's ongoing. It's not going to stop in 6, 12, 18, 24 months. This is something that's built for the future and for the long term. And the investment side of it, you're going to learn how you can become an investor, a private investor. You'll go through some training. You've got the opportunity, like we said, to take part in this co-ownership through the shares that are gifted to you, and you can increase your capital very quickly. Okay, and you can manage the different assets. You can then be educated to learn what is out there outside of this global portfolio as well, you know, so that you can truly have a very diverse type of investment portfolio. And you've got the opportunity, which a lot of people will not have and don't have, is to create assets of $1 to $21 million in 24 to 60 months. And it's a very, very prestigious type of investment that we're sharing with you. Okay, so if we could move on, please. And I think we spoke a bit earlier on of what we've actually achieved, and what we have achieved since 2014, although the Academy of Private Investors has been actually going since 2011, but in 2014 we actually got the opportunity to become the co-owners in this global portfolio. And you know, we now have well, I think at the last count it's about nearly 1.5 million registrations, and we've done that in 5 years, you know. And more recently, the registrations have increased on a massive basis. So where everybody else is perhaps staying stagnant, we're increasing. We're bringing more people into this business every day than a lot of other companies out there. And we're worldwide as well. We operate in about 175 different countries. So we are truly a global business. We have more people at president level than any other company out there. And the president level, we have a ranking system as you move through the business, and the president level is the top rank. You know, we produce videos and we speak 11 different languages. Not me personally, by the way, but you know, we do speak 11 different languages, so we always make sure that every language is covered. And we paid out, and again, these actually need updating a little bit, but we've paid well over 100 million in network bonuses in the period of time since 2014. So we're a company that's progressive. We're not going backwards, we're going forwards. Okay. And more stories of success. You know, I've met quite a lot of these people, you know, our very own Alina and Annette and Marshall, who help us build the UK, you know. But do you know what? Everybody helps each other in this business. So yes, we head up the UK and we want to build the UK up, because I think at the moment we're not in the top 10 countries of the world for volume of business, and we want to be. So we want to help each and every one of you to build your businesses as well, because we want to see the UK up there as well as all the other countries up there, because it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, we're a global company and we're all here to help and support each other. Okay. And all these people started off just exactly like some people will be watching this for the very first time. Can I do this? Is this for me? Do you know what? This is where they are today. And they were thinking exactly the same thing as a lot of people who may be sat there now, you know, but they've done it. What they've done is they've just taken, you know, their business from one level, from the very basic level right up to the next level, and progressed. And hence we've got a lot of stories of success. So if we could just move on, please. And again, more success stories, which obviously I'm not going to go into because time is getting on. So if we could just move on a little bit more. And the advantages of having an MLCI business, multi-level crowd investing business. We've said before, you know, there's a lot of people out there who are going to be hurting, who are hurting already. We can show them how they can have a business from home and be their own boss. You know, it's truly global. We've got unlimited earnings potential, multiple income streams. It is very unique in what we're sharing with people, and we've got massive leverage across the entire network as well. Okay, we can move on. So I think we went through before how you can actually become part of the project, and we'll just remind you, you register, verify, participate, and start to implement the business. That's if you choose to. We have people coming into this business who come into this either on a passive basis, or they see what we've got and they can't help but share it with other people. So people who've never shared anything before start to share it with other people because they realise what we've got our hands on is really quite special. We could move on. And like we said, we give presents for our students. So when you start and you enter the Academy of the Private Investor, you're given just for becoming a VIP member bonus points. We have education for everyone every Tuesday with financial literacy training, which will follow this presentation, and Mo will be doing that tonight. And every Thursday we also give MLCI business training as well. If we're not doing it, we'll probably start alternating the Tuesdays, so that we're doing Tuesdays financial literacy, and then Tuesdays MLCI. And on a Thursday we're going to be bringing some different topics to you, so please watch out for some exciting news on that as well. And if we can just move on. Well, yeah. So what is our mission? So our mission is to help as many people as we can on this planet, not only to be financially educated, but have that global distribution of wealth. Because Jacqueline explained, and Jacqueline went through and showed us how, you know, it's very, very unbalanced. You know, there's more people who have no money, you know, and there's a few people who have all the money. Okay, and we're here to help sort that out. And as you could see with the global portfolio and being given the opportunity to be a co-owner in that portfolio, then that is starting to happen and will happen for a lot of people. Okay, and we're going to give security and protection, you know, prosperity and happiness to people, because, you know, it's not much fun when people are losing the jobs and they've not got any money to even buy food or pay the bills. So, you know, we can offer people at this a terrible time we're all going through, you know, an opportunity to do something with their lives and realize the dreams as well. Okay. And we are built on 3 pillars. So we're built on the education, which we spoke about. We're built on the co-ownership of the global portfolio and other companies as well, which will be being introduced. And we also offer people the opportunity to build a business. And all 3 can link together, or people can choose to do just the education, but they'll automatically be given the co-ownership into the portfolio. But people, you know, automatically with this want to try and help other people, and they can't help but build a business, you know. And then we have other people who just are very business focused and just build massive organizations of people. So the choice is there for everyone. Nobody is excluded within you. Okay, thank you. And this is our presidential council. We've spoke about Andre. He's our CEO, and he's the gentleman who started all this. And Mila, she's the chairperson of the presidential council. Petru, Dragos, Andrew Hawks. You'll see a lot of Andrew as well. He on the presidential council does a lot of great webinars and you know, helps everybody. As well as Armand's. You know, Armand started off in London, and if we have to tell a story, we tell Armand's story. Armand started off in London working as a bellboy in a hotel, one of the hotels in London, you know, and he had a bad accident, he hurt his back, and hence he ended up looking at NEEW, and he's never looked back, and now he's a millionaire. Okay, we've got Shamilia, Havinder, lovely man, Dr. Lydia Oman, lovely, and Cam, the lovely Cam, who's in the United States. So we've got a presidential council that leads us and leads us by example as well. Okay, thank you. So I'm going to ask you all tonight, I mean, many of you may already be a member, so what is your decision going to be? Okay, for those of you who are not members, what will your decision be? Do you want to change things? Do you want to get involved in something that will give you that passive income from various different sources, be part of a like-minded community, and the ability to create assets? And for those of you who are already members, what will be your decision? Is your decision now to share this with as many people as you can? Is this something that you can help other people with? Now, this isn't a get rich quick scheme for nobody, okay? But what this is building something passive where they can receive an income very, very quickly if they, you know, choose to do that. But also it's building for the future. And this is something not only for us, but for our children and our children's children. So it's giving back something not only to our families, but to our families in the future as well. We're going to be here for a very, very long time. Thank you. So thank you. And I'm going to hand you over to Mo now. Mo, I've known Mo for quite a while now. We work together on the UK Local Leadership Council. The energy that he brings to not only our team, and he gives us a kick up now and again, and perhaps we all need it. You know, none of us are perfect. We're all human beings. We're all here for the same mission. But he's got a wealth of knowledge, and he does put over, when he's talking to people, not only does he give the enthusiasm, but he does give a lot of wisdom, considering his younger years. Younger years, definitely for me anyway, Mo. So thank you very much. I'm going to hand over to Mo now.
Gail, thank you so much. That was really lovely to hear. Thank you. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for still being here. So yeah, can you put a round of 8s in the chat just to say thank you to Gail and to Jacqueline? That would be amazing. Just put a whole bunch of 8s in the chat. Would be amazing. Thank you, Hanosh. And Richard. Hi, Richard. Nice to see you again. You're always here. It's amazing. Yeah, more 8s, guys. More 8s, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Phil. Thank you. Thank you. So fantastic. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. We're trying to get better at it. You know, we're very open to feedback, by the way. So please do feedback to your upline, the person that's brought you into the company, what you thought about it, and maybe even feedback into the Facebook groups, or if you're in one of the groups as well, that's probably a good way as well. So that's always good, because we do want to get better, and also we want to know what it is that you need from us, so that we can serve you best. We are, just so that you are aware, we're going to have a digital doubles. Gail and I are going to do a digital doubles surgery call tomorrow. So if any of you have digital doubles, in fact, actually, who has digital doubles? Put DD in the chat if you've got digital doubles. Okay, Hanash has. And put an A if you've activated, or put an N if you have not activated it. Okay. Okay, and put an X if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say digital doubles. Okay, so Alexandra hasn't activated it, but has it. Okay. Well, do you know, Alexander, you should be on the call tomorrow night, and we can help you to activate it. And right, is there anyone? So put an X if you don't know what I'm talking about. If digital doubles is new to you. Okay, so for no one, it's new. Okay, that's interesting. Well, look, so what we'll do tomorrow is we're going to explain to you why you should activate it. And also, maybe you have activated it and it's not really doing much. Whatever, we're going to help you. We're going to see if we can help you to diagnose the problems. But please go easy on us, because neither of us are experts. We have nothing to do with digital doubles. But I know that mine is like going, and it's beginning to pick up speed now. It's really cool. So I've got so many new contacts now, after the first month, basically. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. So I'm going to tell you about the business training tonight, which is how you can become an active partner in our mission. I'm going to tell you about our MLCI model and the career ladder, and how you can get to manager fairly quickly if you want to, if you really put the work in, and the advertising and the marketing plans, and where you can get customers from. So, you know, we've got a business connection system, which can take about 3 months if you do it. Well, it's a strategy for 3 months, and we're going to tell you about what it takes to be a leader and what your next steps ought to be. Okay, so if that's good, put good in the chat, or put a G in the chat if that's good. That would be awesome. Nice. Okay, thank you. Okay, and of course your energy dictates my energy, so I'm going to keep asking you for energy. Oh, this is not me. I thought I'd change the slide. Okay. Well, most of you already know me, but just so that you, in case you don't know me, so my name is Mo Rahman, and I have been in this. In fact, I'm just going to stop because I don't have my slides, so I'm going to stop sharing. I'm just going to say this is my face, right? So my name is Mohammed Rahman, Mo Rahman, and I've been in this company since 2017, since before this was actually the crew portfolio that we had. When I first joined, we only had the innovative transport technology. Thank you, Hanosh. I just saw your comment. Thank you. Yeah, so, and the innovative transport technology, when I really did my research, and by the way, you know, you have to do your own research into all these things. But when I really did my own research, instead of relying on, there's people will say bad stuff about stuff. People are more likely to write bad stuff about a company than they are to write good stuff. Okay, so if you can get beyond those things and really get down to the nitty-gritty of like whether you believe in the actual founders or the CEOs or their missions, and like actually talk around, as well as paying attention to the stuff about the the warnings and stuff, then actually there are some real golden opportunities. So I identified a real golden opportunity in 2017. Now back then I was a data analyst. I was on I was earning 80k or something, on a contract, public sector contract that would have gone on forever. But I already knew since 2012 that I don't want to be in the corporate environment for the rest of my life. And I'm very glad for the moves that I've made since then, because right now I haven't actually worked since the end of 2017, and I haven't needed to. And yeah, and basically because of the asset that I have with this company, especially the fact that I came in 2017 and then in 2019 they launched this CryptoUnit portfolio thing, and wow, I feel really safe, which I imagine there's a lot of people that aren't feeling safe right now. Type S in the chat if you are feeling safe right now. Type a U in the chat if you are not feeling safe. U for unsafe. Okay. Or you can just type something to recognize that maybe you recognize what I'm saying. Like there are, as Gail has been saying, there are a lot of people that are basically about to lose their jobs, right? And if only they knew about this company, right? So, do you know what I want to know as well? Right, if you are actively recruiting for this company, type in R in the chat, let's see. Or if you are interested to be actively recruiting, type in R in the chat. And if you are not, type in N. So Richard is, BC is, oh, is it Eustace actually? Have I asked that before? Sorry. Mimi is, and so is Phil. Okay, cool. So am I. And actually, anyone that has the digital doubles, I would suggest that you should. Thank you. I would expect that you could be just opening conversations with your leads from digital doubles, because that's what I'm doing, and I've already made one sale. I'm making other appointments as well. So it's really cool. It's a really cool system. I'm very grateful that we have it. Plus, it's proof that the stuff that we actually have is real. Right. So back onto this. Back onto the slide deck. Okay. So, what's the difference between an inactive partner and an active partner? So if you were to be inactive within our company, then you would get access to the training, online trainings and offline trainings, and you'd get the loyalty program bonus and the profit bonus payouts. And I don't know how many tokens you've got, and if that's something that you can survive off right now. But I know that I've got a fair amount, and I know it's not something I'm going to be able to survive off right now. I know that I'll be fine in the future, but right now it's definitely not enough to survive off just the loyalty program and the profit bonus alone. However, if you were to become an active partner in our business, you could actually make unlimited income. Type a Y in the chat if you like the idea of unlimited income. Y for yes, unlimited income. Yes, unlimited income. Why? Okay. Because I know that I'm going to type a Y in the chat. So look, exactly right. Unlimited income. I mean, that is a miracle in this day and age, let alone if things are going really well or not. Okay. Even if things are going really well in the economy, people don't think that unlimited income is something that they can have. Okay. So we're really rewriting the rules here. The loyalty program, so you still get the loyalty program and the profit bonus payouts. Loyalty program, by the way, does only go until October 2021, just a caveat. You can build an international business from home. So look, anyone that is in this business that is building has an international business. That's pretty, I think the first person that I signed up was from a different country, right? It happens. And it's the opportunity to become a business trainer and a speaker, just like what I'm doing, okay? And to become a member of one of the leadership councils. So Gail, Jacqueline and I, we've been asked to be UK leaders for this company. So if you are noticed as a leader, you can get noticed as a leader, okay? So think about this. What are your goals in the company? Do you want to be an inactive partner or do you want to be an active partner? Put an I for inactive, put an A for active, okay? And I've even put an A in there as well. I know that I want to be an active partner and I know that I am being active, okay? Thank you, Phil. Oh, surely there's more people that want to be active or inactive. Mind you, I suppose maybe that's a sense of inaction, a non-response, right? Thank you, Alexander. Amazing. Where are you from, Alexander? This sounds French to me. Alexander Olivier. Thank you, Emirancia. Thank you. Yeah, guys, honestly, your feedback basically powers us up. It's amazing. Okay, so what's our goal? Our goal is to reach 15% of the entire population of the world, which is basically just over 1 billion people. Okay, so could you imagine that we have 1/8 of the population of the planet in our company? It's like the biggest company in the history of man. Okay, and what do we stand for? Do you think that people would actually want to stand for that? What do you think? And how do you think that we're going to get there? I remember when I had a conversation with one of our leaders, Rita Ashin. Andre's from Mauritius. Ah, okay, from Mauritius, and hence the French name. Got it. Yeah, I had a conversation with Rita Ashin at Skyway at EcoFest in 2019. And she said, well, no, you could come in as an investor and do nothing. But when you think about the fact that we're trying to get 15% of the world's population, that doesn't happen if everyone comes in and sits back and does nothing. Okay? It can only happen if we each recruit 15% of everyone that we know, because then that's the network effect. Okay, so do you want to be inactive or do you want to be active? Do you want this crew to succeed or not? If you do want it to succeed, then we've got to get 15% of the world population behind us. Okay. Thank you, Alexandre. I'm from the UK. I'm speaking from the UK right now. But yes, if you want to ask questions in the chat, if they're relevant, I'll go forward and I'll answer them. But it may well be that I don't necessarily answer them. But I am from the UK, Alexander. Okay, thank you for asking. So what system do we use? We use a system which we have invented called multi-level crowd investing. Okay, now most of you have heard of crowd investing. I'm sure most of you have heard of multi-level marketing before, but to our knowledge, there's never been anything that puts the two together. Okay, so look, we've combined the best of both. So let's first look at the marketing and how we compare on the marketing front. So you can see from this slide, there's a difference between what happens with traditional businesses, product network marketing businesses, and what we do, which is multi-level crowd investing. So we are providing business and investing education. We are providing income from the structure from all levels, including passive income as well, from the company's assets and personal investments. You don't get this in any of the other streams. There's no necessity to purchase anything and sell continuously, because when you come into our company, if you come in through the VIP club, then you get an asset which pays you for life. Okay, you don't have to keep on selling. Once you so you can do the work once, achieve your rank and never lose your rank. So you don't have to keep selling and keep buying certain amounts of volume or whatever in order to keep your rank. You always keep your rank. Okay, this is also different to any other company. Our goal is active participation to improve the quality of life and the ecology of the planet, which is, you might remember that that's what Gail said. Okay, type in E in the chat if you care about the environment and you would like to stand to do something to stand for change, to support the environment and to support the earth. Put an E in the chat if you are eco-friendly in this regard. Okay, yeah, me too, I am an E as well, right? I mean, so our company, you know, we are all this through and through. We're not just about the planet. We're not just about the trees. We're not just about the animals. We're not just about the air. We're not just about the soil, right? But we're also about the messages that go out to the people, and especially the messages that go out to children, okay? Because children are getting some very, very crazy messages from Hollywood and Disney and all of the usual kind of, you know, television programs and cartoons and stuff. If you watch some of those cartoons and if you watch some of the alternative stuff, you'll know what I'm talking about, okay? So we stand for something very, very different. We've got two movie companies. We've got one that has an Indian audience and one that has a Chinese audience. That is an audience of 1 billion there and 1 billion there. That's a quarter of the entire population of the planet, okay? So, you know, we think very, very, very big. We're not just playing here, okay? And for those of you that have gotten to understand digital doubles, we actually are delivering as well. It's really cool. So you get co-ownership of innovative companies with a continuously growing passive income with our company. You don't get that with any of the other network marketing companies, and certainly not from a traditional business. You get a product that is not a single use thing. It's actually an asset that brings profit at the end of the day. Okay, and there's no compression either in terms of rolling out and the marketing and all that kind of stuff, because our marketing bonus plan is always in place. Okay, so so traditional MLM marketing, people generally are outside the company, but with multi-level crowd investing, people are inside the company. Okay, you own the global portfolio. You co-own that with everyone else that's also in the company. So we all get to benefit. So what do you need to do to set your business for success? This is the new remuneration plan. Okay, so there's lots of different ranks within our company. I think there's 10, or is that 8? It's 8 that's on this slide. So partner, agent, consultant, manager, leader manager, top manager, vice president, and president. I think Gail Gail, you're a vice president, right? If you're still in the chat, you might want to just type what your rank is. And actually, everyone else as well, please type in the chat, what rank are you? Just put P or VP or TM or LM or whatever it is, okay? Just put the initials. Yes, Vice President, our very own Vice President Gail Popkin. And Phil's a top manager. You know, I have to admit, I'm a consultant, okay? But, you know, I'm working hard to change that. Arancy is a consultant. Janice is a partner. Well, not for much longer. Janice, do you have the digital doubles? Type DD in the chat if you do. Type N if you don't. Alexander is there is a manager. People in Mauritius, got any relatives? I don't have any relatives in Mauritius. No, I'm Bangladeshi origin actually. That's what you meant. Sorry, I didn't understand. Yeah, Bangladeshi origin. That's the, but I'm in the UK. Yes. Okay, cool. So Janice does have digital doubles. Okay, well, you know what? If you do what I'm doing, which is I'm following up with every new person that's coming up, showing up in my chat, then actually I'm sure that you'll get a conversation at some point. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, so just before I leave this slide, this gives you an indication, just a vague kind of indication of the kinds of amounts that you can earn when you get to these levels. And I have to admit, I'm a consultant right now. I do make within this range. Okay, it's pretty cool. So yeah, I'd love to be a top manager. There's a lot of top managers here. I know there's a VP here, so cool, thank you. So this is how the structure works, okay? So basically, when you first join, you become an agent. And, well, actually, no, when you first join, you become a partner, okay? You become a partner, and you, if you put in 200 units, and you recruit 2 other partners that have each also made 200 units. Thanks, Jacqueline. So yes, so if you come in as a partner and you pay in 200 units and you recruit 2 other partners that also pay in 200 units, you now become an agent. Okay. And then the next rank is consultant. So you just have to make another 300 units of purchases, and you also have to raise your original partners to agents. But also, on top of that, you need to have 2 other agents at depth, okay? So this is the traditional model. There's a different model which is in effect right now, and I will cover that coming up, okay? So this is, I'm showing you 2 models. So be aware, this is the first of 2 models, okay? So this is the main model, okay? So then the next rank is manager, which basically means you have to put in another 500 units. You have to have raised your consultants, your people to consultants, and also have 2 consultants at depth as well, okay? And it basically goes on, so on and so forth. So these are the remuneration bonuses, the percentages that you can make from each rank. Okay, so when you first sign up as a partner, you get 8%, 5% and 3%, but you don't get anything from level 4 and below. As soon as you become an agent, instead of getting 8, 5 and 3, you get 8, 7 and 4%, plus you unlock the 4th level and you get 3% on the 4th level. But this is where things get really interesting. Consultant. Now here's the thing. Every now and then, remember I said I'm showing you 2 models tonight of the structure, but also remember I said once you gain a rank, you never go back. Okay, so me myself, I managed to become a consultant just having 2 agents below me and no one else. Okay, and remember what I just said, traditionally you need 2 agents on your level 1 and then 2 at depth. I didn't have that, but I became a consultant. And the reason that is because last year when we were promoting the crypto unit, we had a different marketing plan. We've got, so that'll be the second one that I show you today, is an express bonus plan. Okay, and this basically allows you to become, it allows you to get up the levels, but without doing this structure, because this structure is quite hard, to be fair. Although there are people that did make it according to this structure, and man, they worked really hard, I'm sure. Okay, so yeah, so when you reach consultant, things get interesting because now you get to earn from infinite levels. Okay, the percentages change, and then each rank you go above that, then actually the 6th or more level, basically you get to earn more. And it's a variable percentage depending on how many of the previous rank you've got below you. Okay, so if you're a manager, if you have 0 consultants below you, then you only get 4%. But if you have 1 consultant below you, then you get 4.5%. 2 consultants is 5, 3 is 5.5, and then once you've got 4 consultants below you, 2 there and 2 at depth, then you become a leader manager. Okay, so that is that. Oh wow, so I put my slide here. That's very interesting. Well, I'm going to skip over this. Okay, so this is the second model. Remember I told you about the first model? That's the main model. It's pretty complicated. This one is a little bit easier. Don't mind that the slides kind of look the same. Okay, it's the same ranking system. But remember, once you reach a rank, then you get recognized as that rank forever. Okay, so there's a reason why you might want to be building now. Okay, so we started this promotion in March 2020 in order to really push the crypto unit so that we can grow. Because actually, you know, we want to get to 10 million people very, very soon. And our goal is actually 10 million by the time we launch on the exchange. And whether we make it, who knows, we'll see. But we're hoping that digital doubles is gonna pick things up. And actually, that's another reason why, please, if you have digital doubles, please be contacting people on that, starting conversations, because what you have right now is the data mining. Okay, when they actually launch the digital doubles product itself, that's going to be the AI, but it needs something to learn from. It needs to know what a script that is successful looks like in order that it can start doing that. Otherwise, it's starting from scratch and it just gets slow. So there's no reason to not be building manually right now. Okay. As Gail has already alluded to, there are many people that are worried about their jobs in future. Okay, right now they have an income. It's much easier for them to put 10% away into something like this than it is when they can't afford, they can barely afford food. But by the way, if you want a secret, if you want a real secret, even when you can barely afford food, you can still save 10%, because the truth is, if you can barely afford to feed yourself, then it's not going to be that much different. if you survive on 10% less. Anyway, just a little bit of a nugget there. So look, all partners can participate, both new and previously registered ones. Personal volumes are considered from the starting date of the promotion and until the 31st of December inclusive. So for previously registered partners, it starts from the 30th of March this year, but for new partners, it starts when they start, okay? So remember, we had a 2+2 structure before. So our express bonus qualification is basically just a 5-leg structure, okay? So instead of trying to create 2 partners and then 2 partners at depth, and you know, you're still gonna get rewarded for building depth. If you build, like, you know, 5 just on your front line, that's basically the structure. So you get a whole bunch of really cool bonuses, and the deadlines are 39 days, 64 days, 114 days, 125 days, 150 days, 175 days, and so on and so forth. But things get really interesting when you become a president with 3 presidents below you. Remember, our company rewards for raising other people up, okay? So you get the most reward for raising others up to your rank, okay? So please help your partners to build, because when you help your partners to build, everyone gets paid and you're changing that many more people's lives. In fact, I calculated that this express bonus, when you have a team, just the minimum team, with a president with 3 presidents below them, with 4 top managers, you know, however many vice presidents and top managers, leader managers, and so on and so forth, you basically have a team of 75,000 people minimum, okay? Not all of them are going to stop. So that is actually passive income for life. So think about this. Do you want passive income for life? Put FF for financial freedom if you want passive income for life, okay? FF for financial freedom, okay? Or PI. Let's see who's still awake, because I've been talking quite a lot. I forgot to ask, I'm so sorry. Someone put a PI in there, or an FF. Yes, excellent. Thank you, Alexander. Still awake. You get the prize for still being awake. And you, Hanosh, thank you so much. Cool. So, okay, so look, is this useful for you guys? Because we want to know if this is useful for you. If it's not useful, if you think there's a better way that we can do this training, again, you know, feedback. There's the groups that you can feedback in. There's your the people that signed you up. You can feedback here if you're confident enough. We promise that we'll listen, but I know that might be quite hard. Right, so this is what you can do if you want to build your team. Okay, so you can create a list of your potential clients, something that looks like this slide. Okay, now if you've got something like digital doubles and you're just focusing on one stream at a time, which is what I do, then it's a little bit easier. I kind of know who I'm targeting and I'm basically just writing messages, okay? And then occasionally a message turns into a conversation. But if you're not doing that, then you can do this. You can list basically everyone you know, right? Try and get 100 people or 500 people even. And yeah, and basically track these bullets. Okay, you can take a screenshot of this slide if you want. Okay, so there are many places to find leads. Okay, there's the closest people around you, the hot market, and friends, people you know, recommendations. Over on this side, you know, social media, obviously social networks, personal blog, unions of entrepreneurs and other organizations, advertising boards, so many things, social media marketing, okay? But be careful about the messages you're putting out there, because remember, we are primarily an education firm, and we teach financial education, and it just so happens right now we have an asset that proves that what we teach actually works, and as a bonus they get shares in that particular asset, that portfolio. So this is what our business connection system looks like, our 90-day business connection system. So within the first 10 days, you want to basically just understand what it is that your dream is. Remember, Andre is the master of dreams realization, okay? He's totally into law of attraction, and he really, really does think the way that billionaires do. And by the way, earlier, when I said about even people that are kind of, struggling to pay for food can still save 10%, that is the mindset of billionaires, because they don't, they understand that it's the compounding and it's what you focus on, what you dream about, that actually is the thing that matters. There's a really nice story of Napoleon Hill, the guy that wrote Think and Grow Rich. Put NH in the chat if you know who Napoleon Hill is, or if you know the book Think and Grow Rich, or even the Laws of Success, okay? But Napoleon Hill, he was tasked by Andrew Carnegie back in the 1900s. Andrew Carnegie was like the richest man in the world. And yeah, Napoleon Hill basically was tasked with going and interviewing people like Henry Ford and Edison and the Rockefellers and so on and so forth. But basically all the elites at the time, and to write into a book what it is that they do, the behaviors that they do. But anyway, it's a really nice story that Napoleon Hill at one point himself was, all he had nothing. He was down by the creek with a fishing rod fishing, and he was like destitute. And he was thinking to himself, just a thought occurred to him, you know what is it that I want my life to look like? Okay. And he thought, well, yeah, I want to have a Rolls Royce, and it would have, it'd be specific colors and, whatever. And I want to be sitting here having dinner in my Rolls Royce. And actually, lo and behold, a year later, after a lot of luck, one of his clients, because he was a coach as well, a wealth coach as well, one of his clients actually had the car that he was dreaming of, and basically they did a car swap. So he actually wound up sitting in the car that he was dreaming of when he was destitute and fishing. Okay, so billionaires, they do think in terms of this. Doesn't matter how little you have, you can always save 10%. Right, without going into too much detail on this slide, basically, so in the first 10 days, you want to be dreaming and having a list and basically really putting energy to your dream, okay? And studying, because reading and studying is the most, and planning and dreaming and, knowing what it is that you want to do. It's called the Laws of Success. So Think and Grow Rich was actually written to sell his course, right? So Napoleon Hill, he wrote a course called the Laws of Success, and it's huge, okay? It's huge. It's like it's like an encyclopedia of the law of attraction. It's really cool. So yeah, I thoroughly recommend it. I'm kind of coming to the end with it myself. And it's taken a while to work through it. So 30 days. Yeah, hopefully in 30 days you're going to be you're going to become a consultant, okay? With this particular bonus and having 50 to 150 presentations a month. Now here's the thing: 5 presentations a day. That is what that's something that Andre always teaches. 5 presentations a day. When you start giving 5 presentations a day, then you quickly start learning what works and what doesn't work. okay? And also, if you're managing to get 5 presentations a day, you're getting good at getting people to a presentation in the first place, okay? Which is a skill in itself. So, you know, you should be aiming for 5 presentations a day. And I know from when you get to that point where it's like you're just speaking about this company all day, every day, because you've got 5 presentations a day, man, I tell you what, just something takes over. And it's like the spirit of Andre or something, or it's the spirit that comes through Andre, that comes through us. It's really, really wonderful. And by the way, while we're talking about Napoleon Hill, obviously he popularized the concept of the mastermind. Well, guess what? That spirit that I'm talking about that comes through, that is the mastermind, because you really get onto the spiritual frequency that Andre is channeling. Okay. So, and that is the mastermind, okay? So, yeah, 60 days, you could have 5 consultants in your structure and you could be earning $10,000 a month, okay? And developing a whole region, okay? Within 90 days, maybe you'll become a manager, you'll have 20 consultants below you and you'll never really need to think about money again, probably. Pretty awesome, okay? So look, the 8 qualities of a true leader. I'm just going to read through these, okay? Number 1, learn about products, company, and the business inside out and understand all the products and offers of the company. So take a look in your back office. What products do we have? We've got things like the Genius of Finance games. We've got the gold offer, the gold anniversary offer, which is pretty cool. But do you know much about them? Have you looked at them? We've obviously got the data mining. We've got the normal EIPs. But do you understand all of the products that we have, right? And you know what you can pitch to whom, right? Develop your own client base and help other partners. So duplicate. Yes, you've got to help your partners to duplicate, because our company rewards for that duplication, for raising other people up to your rank. Okay, so that means you've got to help your partners to duplicate. Number 3, you want to be giving meetings and presentations on a regular basis. And you really want to be trying to have, as I said, 5 presentations a day, which is basically 100 to 500 presentations a month, or 100. That slide's confusing, but it's basically 5 presentations a day is what it's trying to say. Attend all trainings and conferences. And I know that there are so many of you that are repeat. You always come here, you're always here, and I congratulate you for always being here. I'm sure that you always go to all the other trainings, so you're doing exactly the right thing. So in fact, give yourselves a round of 8s in the chat to recognize that you are doing the right thing. People like you, VC, people like you, Hanosh, people like you, Richard, if you're still here, have I seen Amarantia or Janice before, or Alexandra? I don't think I've seen Alexandra before. I think you're new. I think I've seen Phil before. Phil, you can give yourself a round of 8s, right? You know, give yourselves a round of 8s. I'm going to give you guys a round of 8s. Mimi, of course, you're always here, right? Well done. Okay. Amarantia, you are here. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't recognize your name, but I will now. Okay. Always be learning and doing personal development on a daily basis. Always be learning about what is happening in the world and what your, you know, what the latest opportunities are. Understand what is happening in the world, what is happening in the economy, and what are the latest opportunities. For me right now, I'm pretty confident that this company is the best opportunity right now by far. Okay, but you know what? Maybe that won't be true for the rest of our days. Who knows? But you know what? Right now, oh my gosh, in this climate, and actually, to be honest, compared to all the other things that I've seen, I think that I just love the mastermind, that spirit that comes through from Andre. And each time I hear him speak, in fact, actually, oh my gosh, because there's so many of you, how many of you were at Andre's Saturday webinar, just the Saturday just gone, the portfolio update? Put a PU in the chat for portfolio update if you were at that chat, and put a 1 to 10 of like how amazing you felt after being there. Because for me, oh my gosh, I see Andre speak, and I don't I'm not speaking his language, I'm not receiving it in Russian, I'm receiving it in English. But man, I tell you what, I'm so excited because I can see what he stands for, and I'm so grateful to be behind this company. Okay. Yeah, really, really informative, right, Janice? You know, aren't you proud to be serving this company, right? So yeah, let's get going with the digital devils, you know, because we gotta get it out there. This really, you know, I think this is salvation, is what I think. So the 6th quality of a true leader is a willingness to always try and explore and to learn, which also means being open to knowing that, you know, one can always improve, right? There's taking responsibility, right? And taking responsibility isn't just, you know, taking responsibility is actually doing stuff as well, right? Not just delegating, right? And then number 8 is following the system. Follow a system, have a system, follow the system, because the system is the thing that allows you to duplicate your progress. Okay, so just follow the system. There's certain tried and tested techniques, there's certain tried and tested materials, so just trust the process and trust that it does work, because people built their businesses on those things. So right, so look, what's next? This is what you can do. Register if you haven't registered already. Is there anyone on the chat that has not registered yet? If you can make yourself known, put an N in the chat if you have not registered yet. Okay, if you're new, N for new. But if you haven't registered yet, then register. Write yourself a check. Write yourself a check for $1 million and keep it in your pocket, I think is what that really means. Okay, and meditate on it. Okay, learn how to use your back office. In not this week, but next week on Thursday, I believe Gail and Blaze are going to take you through the back office. So be on that at 7 p.m, not this Thursday, but the Thursday next week, to learn about the back office. Choose your educational package and start learning. Well, if you're not new, then this won't apply to you. But if you are new, then choose your educational package and start learning, because knowledge is the most important thing, because that is what is going to lead you to your salvation. Okay, create a contact list, identify the top 10 people that you're going to call, and just start building relationships. And it's not about hitting people with a bulldozer of information. It's just about saying hi, getting to know them, being friends, and then having a conversation with them, and then sharing slowly what it is that you do, right? That's called having a rendezvous. Okay, just a very blasé rendezvous. Okay, and then as they build interest in your thing, then you have a one-to-one kind of meeting with them. Okay, and then you bring them to a presentation like this, or, you know, to a presentation, a more formal presentation. So yeah, start building relationships. Invite 5 people to online meetings. So all of you can invite 5 people to this meeting next time. Okay, so on Tuesdays we run this webinar, this presentation. Next week I think we're going to have Elena doing some of the speaking as well. So definitely bring people to that. And if you can bring 5 people to those meetings, man, that'll be amazing. Make a presentation with your mentor, and read the books I Dare You and I Dare You Twice by Fraser Books. So that is that brings us to the end of this session today. So guys, I want you to type a whole bunch of 8s in the chat as a round of applause for making it all the way to the end. Okay. As you already know, because most of you are repeat customers here, we have the presentation on Tuesday, and next week we'll go back to doing the 8 rules. So you can come back, and the reason why we do the 8 rules and we do this business training is basically just to give the new people that any newcomers that you might bring along, and again bring 5 people next time, that'd be amazing, to give them a taste of what it is that we actually teach within the Academy of the Private Investor. Okay. The 8 rules is especially, I love giving that session. This session, I haven't given this session that much, and to be honest, maybe we're going to change it a little bit, but I hope that you got something out of, I hope you got a little bit more understanding about the structure of what you're leading up to in this business. Okay. So guys, I don't know if I mean, we've got a few minutes. It's we've got 15 minutes, I reckon. So does anyone have any questions? Because I am happy. Oh, thank you, Janice. A better presentation than previous. Yeah, I think Gail and Jacqueline have like pretty good energy today, I think. And that's a really nice thing, isn't it? Jacqueline, you just revealed yourself. Do you want to say something?
No, thank you, Mo. I just want to say thank you for your presentation. I know you work really hard and your energy is always high, and we really appreciate you and appreciate what you've given tonight. And I as well have always learned something from you, so it's really amazing. So no, we are trying to make it better, and so as Mo said, and we don't want to repeat it too much, we do want to keep enforcing. If there's any feedback, you can feedback in your groups or back to us, and we're open to feedback. And anybody who wants to be involved as well, we welcome you, because we want to get more people in the UK involved, and you can take it to different corners. So that would be great. We're all here to work together. It's not just we're just like there in the corner, where somewhere else. We all want to get you involved, and please step up if you feel you'd like to be involved. We welcome you. So great. So thank you.
The truth is, yeah, we would love the help as well, because exactly, that's the whole thing, isn't it? Gail, do you want to say something as well if you're still there? But yeah, I mean, we want advice, we want help, we want we could like really go up in the rankings. Like, we've got UGain coming up, and UGain is only being beta tested by the top 10 companies. Okay, sorry, by the top 10 countries in the structure, and I think we're ranked number 15. So if you want to be testing UGain and getting the first opportunities, then we got to be building the UK, and of course, let's face it, we're going to be changing the world in the process. Okay, so guys, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you very, very much for being here tonight. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you to Gail as well. And I think we'll call it a night.
Thank you.
Cool.
Be safe.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.